people. So my dad, when he became unemployable after marrying a student at Tam High, followed in my uncle's footsteps, who ran a home for juvenile delinquents. And after one of the guys was put to death at San Quentin, and another one killed one of the staff, an ex-Green Beret guy, my father thought it would be a really good idea to start his own group home. And so when I was 14, I moved up with my father, and then due to constraints of financial constraints, we moved into the group home, where I became the health consultant and dietitian, making commodity food, the big blocks of butter, and making beef surprise out of the cans of beef. I had one guy come up to me and says, "You know what, man, the surprise is going to be where I bury your fucking ass if you serve that shit again." Took that right off the menu. Go with the tater tots, you know, the frozen pizzas. But once I was about 16, once I got my driver's license, and my dad could not afford to actually hire any other employees, he used to go down to the Bay Area here. The group home was in Redwood Valley. I don't know if anybody knows where Redwood Valley is. A little bit. Woo! Redwood Valley. Redwood Valley, Merle Haggard. You're the only person who probably cheered for Merle Haggard in your heart. A little bit past Ukiah is total poor white trash kind of area. My only neighbors, Jehovah's Witnesses, and these sadomasochists. I used to play sports, so I used to jog up to their pleasure wheel and tap it. All this shit hanging off its spikes and things. Master George was his name, and his kind of wife, Miss Manley, everybody called her, who was a mechanic, my mechanic, used to be able to pick up a VW engine on her own. This is pre-Castro Street Fair for me, by the way. So, 1984 is what I'm going to call it. So my father wants a weekend alone with his girlfriend down here in the Bay Area. So this is probably one of the first times, but he used to hire me because I had a gambling problem and I always needed money. And so he would give me $80 or $150 to take the guys, seven criminally insane fucking people, to the movies, to the first out to dinner, and then to the movies, is what it was. So I said, yeah, of course. I was into it. You had nothing else to do. You owe your bookie. It's either your knees or these guys, right? And at that point, these guys were it seemed a lot safer than my bookie at the time, actually. So my father would leave me 2 checks, and we would get into a big Plymouth station wagon with a seat that faced backwards, which the guys called the pimp seat. And I want to call it a Grand Fury. I think it's any car, people, like a Plymouth Grand Fury. Does that sound right to anybody? Or is it just all the anger and sorrow that was in that car? Do I want to call it a Grand Fury? You know the expression, like, if walls could talk? Well, if upholstery could cry. And these are some funky people. I don't know how the guy with the jacking off of himself with the dish, whatever the fuck they are, gloves, towels. So I lived with a bunch of guys that would fuck our pets, essentially. One guy was one of the guys in the car, let's just put a little squad in the car, John Aldridge, who's right now serving time at a Atascadero for fingering his 3-year-old daughter while watching pornography. Let's put him in. They used to get in the car. I don't know if everybody knows this game. When there's a pimp seat, it's a little different. But it's a kind of a pecking order car game that's like a variation of duck, duck, goose, goose. It's like shotgun. People yell shotgun, right? You get the front seat. And then there's window, window. But if you have a pimp seat, it's shotgun, pimp seat, window, window, bitch, bitch. And so that's where the pecking order. So you play the little game, jump into the Plymouth Grand Fury, and then the guys in the back would crack the window because a lot of my father's cars didn't have car handles on the inside. So you'd have one car handle, and people would say, where's the handle? Hey, you got the handle, to get out of the car, to lower their window, because they'd be chain smoking. So you got to get them in the car. You get them in the car, and knowing that my father wasn't around, and this would be my first time out, everybody would just get completely fucked up and high. They would take whatever like little stash of dope or pills that they stole from their grandmother on like a home visit, or like nutmeg, or no joke, Pam. We had a bunch of huffers. This was into the days of like pre-crack, but after kind of glue sniffing. Although guys would pull out their testers, glue. They'd spray Pam in a can, and they'd huff that, or they'd just go out to the car. So everybody's just goofy-ass high, because Ken's not there. The little queer faggot son of a head geek is in charge, right? I'm 16. I'm about 5'2", 140, dealing with some serious kids. It's very serious kids. This is my serious tone.